In today's video, I'm going to animate the same thing with 5 different challenges imposed upon me. But first I'm going to animate something normally, and that's what I'm trying to replicate in all these challenges. So I have a blank canvas here, and I was thinking I wanted to just take a little bean-like character. Don't want to make it just Among Us, but do something like this. I'm just trying to get the idea across, but I want to make this guy do like a front flip over a gap. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. So I'm going to let the time-lapse take over. I'll see you when I'm done. So I sketched out this little green character, then got to work on a background. I wanted to do a couple blocks of earth, so I lined in these cubes first with a vanishing point. Then I drew this grass and earth artwork over top. I did of course decide on a front flip for the animation. This starts with sketching the key poses like squatting, launching, tucking, and landing. Then I add in between frames and follow through. Once the animation looks good, I go over it with clean lines, then color everything. Gotta put a sky in too. And here it is, a nice clean front flip. Now for the first challenge. So I'm going to do these challenges in order of how difficult I think they will be. We'll see if that turns out true. But first up is 4 FPS. So it'll be 4 drawings for every 1 second. It looks like this on the timeline. Normally I'm working in 24, so it'll be 6 times as choppy. Now, this won't be hard to do, but it'll be hard to make it look smooth. So I'm keeping the background, but I'm doing everything else from scratch. And I just have this guy here for reference, but I'm gonna redraw him right now. Starting with a sketch layer, so it's naturally gonna look different, even if I was just doing it normally all over again. But with the challenges, who knows what could happen. I'm just gonna do the roughs for the body at first, and I'll add the arms and face afterwards. I have to remember, pretty much gonna be no in-betweens. It'll just be like the extreme poses. So we're going from standing to a squat, so do a nice big squish. Okay, that's quite flattened out, but I like these extreme squashes. So next it'll be stretching out for the start of the jump. I guess on the next frame I'll have him just completely upside down. I'm gonna draw this tuck position facing up, then we can rotate it. At this point, probably go like that. Maybe I'll do 2 of these. Rotate it some more. Suppose it's already on the way down, yeah. Now another big stretch just before the landing. So I'm gonna get the original pose and put it over here so we have a bit of a reference point. Slightly more tall and skinny than the standing pose. This actually might be all the frames we need. And the original, from takeoff to landing, is about 10 frames. So if we divide that by 6, the entire flip should be like less than 2 frames, which isn't really enough. Maybe it goes a little bit higher. That almost looks decent. So I want to add some sort of smear effects, but first of all, I should probably do some arms. Now, go straight from here to completely bent backwards, like this. So that might look jarring, but we'll see. And if it does, there's the thumb on the right side. Yeah. I can add some motion lines like this. Or some ghosting effect. I could probably do one in between. I'll have this arm move up like a quarter of the way or something. Not gonna be much follow through or anticipation or easing on this. Alright, I'll turn this back to normal, just a kind of normal tuck. It's gonna be lagging behind, especially the hand, then just sticking forward. Alright, so this is not looking too bad. Gonna do the lines and coloring and also add a face. I added some motion lines and smears, which bridges the gap and makes it feel like there's more movement. On one of the rotating tuck frames, I also put in a ghosting effect. Obviously it looks quite laggy, but it still fully reads as a front flip and the timing doesn't look too off. So I'm satisfied with it. The extra effects do help a lot. That turned out okay. But next is no looking at the previous frame, or more specifically, I'm going to animate frame by frame, and I can't look at any previous frame or any future frame. I can only look at the frame I'm working on, and then once I've moved on, I've moved on. So no using the onion skin. I'm also not going to sketch, I'm just going to draw the straight up image and go with what I have. I'm going to delete this guy as well. Just make the normal upright position. I'm just doing everything on one layer in groups. I don't know if this looks like what I did previously, but it's more important that it looks like itself on the following frames. I have the green color saved in my swatch. Do a little bit of shine. Now I'm going to press F7 and I cannot look at that again, so I kind of have to remember where things were. I'll do a little bit of bending in the legs, kind of aligning with this bump in the cloud. Arm is going to start swinging up. Those legs are very sludgy. That's okay, it's 1 frame. So I'm just going to have a full squat right now. Face can be a little squashed as well. I'll do a bit of a smear on this arm. I'll normally reuse this squatting position frame right now, but in the spirit of the challenge, I should be drawing each frame anew. Just gonna try and roughly draw the same body and legs, but have the arms swing back completely. So like this, as per usual. I think I can just hold on this for a few frames and then start the launch. Not fully stretching out, but beginning to. I'm curious how wonky this is all gonna look. I've surprised myself in the past. You should go watch Animating 1 Frame Per Day for 3 months. So the interesting thing about this part is, normally I would just take this frame and rotate it some more because it's moving so fast you don't need to like do it frame by frame. But for this challenge, I think each new motion should be a new drawing. Hard to wrap my head around drawing a bent leg like over here. I just want to go like this and then rotate the whole thing, which is fine for now. Really just trying to draw the last frame again, but I'm gonna move it, rotate it. I don't know if this is keeping the same size. It's not too hard from this angle. That's a weird leg. I keep being tempted to press the onion skin button, but I've resisted. I'm really trying to draw the same, actually I should squash first, but I'm trying to land in the same position I started with, just over to the right. I want to almost draw the same thing, but just slightly less squashed. The arm can start swinging back. They're definitely a lot more rushed and scuffed than the original. Because I'm not really attached to what this one looks like. I'm gonna try and just draw the normal standing up now. In the original, I had the arm swinging back and forth like this. Since I have to redraw the entire thing every time, I don't want to have like 12 frames of that arm swinging. The face is going to be jumping around maniacally. He might just suddenly get taller, but I think this is more of an accurate size. I'm going to call it there. I'm not allowed to make any adjustments now, and let's give it a watch. Okay, already this first frame looks vastly different to what I ended with. Let's extend that. All right, let's see. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. It's a little fast, I think. It just gets smaller and smaller. No onion skin is one thing, but literally not being able to look at the other frames at any point is a bit of a challenge. It's a nice bouncy front flip. Mostly just needs more in-betweens around the takeoff. All right, that was pretty reasonable. The next challenge is upside down. Now, there are 2 ways you can do that. One being you just flip it upside down, or you rotate it 180 degrees, like this. So everything's kind of swapping sides as well. I'm gonna do the 180 because that's like equivalent to how things would flip upside down in real life, generally. Like if I put myself upside down, this is what I would see. But let me just try and draw the starting pose here. This will be a good indicator of how hard this actually is. Throwback to before when I was drawing the flip rotation normally and then rotating it. I'm gonna draw everything as is. It's gonna be upside down from the get-go. Something like this. And then the front leg is towards the back. The front in terms of camera. The legs might be quite short. Oh well. Well, first frame down. Doesn't seem too bad. Camera's about to run out of battery, so enjoy the screen. There's not a lot to say about this one. It's not actually that different from animating normally. It's just a bit disorienting and requires more attention. There is one thing in particular I didn't expect when I turned it back around. We'll get to that. I imagine with something more complicated, a lot more would go wrong. Alright, let's rotate it back to normal and see what we've got. I've done the shape of the body, like, it was normal when it was upside down, but now it's not. See, the shape is kind of, well, it's a lot smaller, but it's also inverted. Alright, the animation itself. Actually looks pretty good. It's just the shape. Definitely much smaller. It's a bit quick again, but doesn't look too bad. All right, let's move on to the next challenge. For this one, we're gonna zoom out as far as we can go. And in Adobe Animate, that would be 4%, which looks like this. I'm gonna delete the character, draw it from scratch. Seeing it is not the challenge, really. It's trying to draw with this. It's the fact that the controls are so much more sensitive at this scale. Might have to let go of this one looking any good. This is way too giant. I keep being tempted to zoom in, I have to just resist. This might just end up being really big. This is really hard, oh my god. I don't think it's possible to do the eye shine. I have to do an arm. Oh my god. I was wondering if this would be zoomed out enough to make it a challenge, and it definitely is. Zoom and enhance. I don't think there we go. I filled in the arm. I mean, I'm zoomed out, but I can tell this is a freaking beast. I forgot to do a mouth. That is horrific. All right, now I gotta draw a squat. I don't know if the onion skin is even helpful here. I hope this footage is watchable. I know this looks bad, but you know what? I'll try that leg one more time. I don't think I really kept the volume. It's really hard to click in the gap between the outlines to fill these legs. There we go. Oh, this arm is gigantic. Now I'm gonna have the arm doing that. I think we can get away with just stick limbs and no face during the rotation. I don't know how I could even do it otherwise. Let's just take the starting frame, put it over on the other side. Now a bit of that stretching just before hitting the ground. The face can come back. So it's not just that it's far away, I have less pixels to work with. It'd be a different challenge if I was just far away from the screen. If I figure out how to do that, maybe I will sometime. Okay, we'll do a little squash frame. I almost zoomed in just then. Very squished on the ground. Okay, we'll have one in-between frame. This one's gonna be quite choppy. Try to draw a little face. Okay, that'll do. This looks like I've covered everything. It's gonna be a bit of an abrupt ending, but oh well. Let's zoom in and see the damage. 100%. Oh my god, 75 actually. Holy crud. Probably should have thinned the brush, but it was like 1 pixel at that distance anyway. The arm lines up like perfectly with the leg. All right, let's have a watch. I mean, to be expected. Looks like a flip, it's just very lo-fi. Kind of a vibe. Missing a couple frames, I think, but it's almost like pixel art, except instead of pixels, it's just bad. No, it's very thick and low detail. The flips may be a little hard to see. You might think it's a jump on first watching. It's time to move on. And the final challenge is left-handed. For some of you, that sounds like a walk in the park, but I'm right-handed, so it's gonna be a bit of a challenge. But will it be harder than the zoom? We'll have to find out. I haven't tried to draw something left-handed in a long time. So we're just gonna start with the first position. It's very wobbly. Yeah, this is gonna be painful. Just gotta get a leg going like this. I wonder if doing it faster is good. Let's try it. No, it's not. I just drew a B. It's supposed to be just standing straight. Okay, that's not too bad. A cracking smile. Oh, I'm gonna say I can't even use the mouse right-handed. Can I use the keyboard? Nope, I have to do everything left-handed. I'm gonna draw the sparkles. This looks like a ghost, actually. Okay, this arm's actually not bad. I have realized it's in the wrong position. Rotate it. It's definitely more cumbersome than the zoom. I'm bad at even just like navigating. All right, now for a squat. That is nasty. I'll take it. That's a bent leg. Maybe using the wrong hand would be a good approach for drawing horror characters. It's a little gremlin. Well, since I'm purely using my left hand, I can't like shift and click at the same time. Well, it'd be difficult. I'm trying to grab the anchor point. Now we need full bent backwards. This is one where I think it looking nasty doesn't matter too much. Quite swole. I should probably do the back arm as well. Oh, this is really hard with one hand. I actually quite like this frame. I have no control over myself. Ambidextrous people watching this just like, I don't see the problem. It's actually physically painful using my left hand like this for this long. Looking a bit worried there. We can do a big smear for the arm coming down. Time to spin around, go upside down. I can afford to be a little wonky in this part. It's actually one of the cleanest ones I've done. So I am gonna reuse this and just rotate it. It's almost upright, kinda. Okay, I'm gonna say that's done. So the actual motion of it, pretty good. It's a nice front flip. It's just a really melty character design and kind of wildly inconsistent between frames. The ending is not very smooth because I was running out of steam, but like the whole thing works. There is a certain appeal to it, but yeah, not keen to draw with my left hand anytime soon. Here's a side-by-side comparison of all the animations. Normal looks unsurprisingly the best. I wish I made them all the same number of frames so there's more of a direct comparison. 4 FPS is a little different. but everything else is too fast. For no looking at other frames, it's largely because I couldn't test or compare it. Then I basically kept that timing for the rest of them. The last two were kind of frustrating to work on, so I don't think I would have wanted to do much more on them anyway. Well, that was an interesting experiment. Hope you enjoyed, have a nice week, and I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye.